Do you ever notice how some people can walk into a room, open their mouth, and instantly everyone pays attention? They don't even have to shout. They don't have to beg for respect. It's just the way they talk, the way their words land. That's not an accident. That's a skill. See, the top 1%, the leaders, the CEOs, the people who get doors opened for them, they speak differently. They use words in a way that makes them sound powerful, clear, and unforgettable. And here's the good news. You can learn it. It's not about being rich or having some perfect accent or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about learning the habits and patterns of how the elite talk and applying them to your own life. So in this video, I'm going to break it down for you. Step by step, you're going to learn how to speak in a way that makes people stop, listen, and respect every word you say. Have you ever listened to someone speak and thought, wow, they sound powerful, like they know something the rest of us don't? It's not always about fancy words or a perfect accent. Most of the time, it's something much simpler. The elite, the 1%, they use a strategy most people completely miss. And once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Here it is. They pause. Think about it when they speak. They don't rush. They don't stumble over words. They leave space, and that space makes you wait. It makes you lean in. It makes their words hit harder. It's called the power of pausing. When you pause, you're not just filling air, you're showing control. You're telling people, I'm not in a hurry. What I say matters. And that silence, it's louder than 100 extra words. So if you want to sound like the 1%, start here. Slow down, say less, let your words breathe. Because silence is not weakness, it's power. But pausing is only the first layer. There's another thing the elite do when they speak, and it's so subtle that most people miss it completely. They choose their words like they're painting a picture. Instead of drowning you in long explanations or complicated details, they pick simple, vivid words that stick in your mind. They don't just say, I had a good day. They'll say, I walked into that room, and the energy was so sharp you could feel it in your skin. This is called the language of images. When you use words that create a picture in someone's mind, your voice lingers long after you've stopped talking. People won't just remember what you said, they'll remember how it felt. And that's exactly how the 1% make their ideas impossible to forget. They don't just give you information, they give you an experience. Think about the last time you were in a meeting, or maybe at dinner with friends. Usually, people rush to speak, right? They don't want even 1 second of quiet. But the people at the very top, the ones who seem untouchable, they do the opposite. They pause. They let silence work for them. Picture this. A woman is sitting in a boardroom. Everyone is throwing ideas around, talking over each other. When it's her turn, she doesn't rush. She leans back, makes eye contact, and says slowly, I believe this direction will double our results. And then she pauses. She doesn't fill the space. She lets it hang there. And what happens? Everyone pays attention. Everyone leans in. It's powerful because silence creates weight. It makes people realize your words are not just noise. They're worth listening to. It shows you are calm, you are not desperate to be heard, and you know that what you're saying matters. It's the same with everyday conversations, too. Imagine telling someone you love, I'm proud of you. If you say it quickly and move on, it lands lightly. But if you say, I'm proud of you, and you pause, letting them feel it, suddenly it means everything. Now here's the part almost nobody talks about, the unspoken rules. These are the little things that can either make you sound like someone people respect or someone they forget 2 seconds later. And once you know them, you'll never look at conversations the same way again. Rule number 1, never rush to fill the silence. When you talk, give your words space to breathe. Think of silence like seasoning on food. Too much salt ruins the dish, but just the right sprinkle makes it unforgettable. The elite know this. They let silence sit, and it makes everyone else lean in closer. Rule number 2, don't dress your words with fillers. Words like or like are basically background noise. The top 1% speak like every word has weight. Imagine each sentence you drop is a $100 bill. You wouldn't just throw those around carelessly, right? Rule number 3, end your sentences with certainty. Most people trail off almost asking for approval, saying things like, you know, or does that make sense? But the elite don't leave room for doubt. When they speak, they land the sentence with confidence, like putting a period at the end of a powerful statement. Rule number 4, speak less, but make it count. They don't waste words. They don't explain for 10 minutes when they can say it in one strong sentence. They know mystery makes people curious, and clarity makes people trust them. So instead of talking just to fill the air, they drop sentences that land, sentences that people remember long after the conversation ends. And here's the thing, this isn't just about sounding smart in a meeting or impressing strangers at a fancy event. This will change the way people see you in your everyday life too. When you're with your friends, the way you speak decides whether people listen or talk over you. When you're with family, it decides if your words land or if they're brushed aside. People respect the one who doesn't just talk the loudest, but the one who speaks with presence and with weight. It's not about being bossy or trying to control every conversation. It's about showing, without even saying it directly, that your words matter. That when you speak, people stop scrolling on their phones, people pause mid-laugh, people wait for you to finish because they feel something in the way you speak. That's real power. Not money, not fancy clothes, not showing off. It's the way you carry yourself through your words. And once you start practicing this, you'll notice it everywhere. People leaning in when you talk, people remembering your stories, people trusting your ideas. Because when your words have power, people have no choice but to respect you. The truth is, when you start speaking like this, everything changes. Your friends notice it, your family notices it, and people treat you differently without you even asking. Respect doesn't come from shouting or trying too hard. It comes from the way you carry your words. So pay attention, practice these strategies, and then watch how people lean in when you talk. That's when you'll know you've stepped into a different level, the level where your voice alone makes people take you seriously.